Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the final race of the season. We're at Tondela in Portugal. Bank balance has gone up a little bit. I took a, sponsorship basically. I took the 1.25 million. We're going to push our budget into 900,000 just for this last race. So it should should be at 5.7 million coming into next year for our budget. Let's go to our car real quick. Let's have a look at our parts. Let's go to the improved parts. We managed to get our risky engine with 95 performance. We managed to get performance to full. Now, we haven't been able to get the reliability to full, but I don't think that's going to matter going into next season. It's the performance that's going to count. We can still improve the reliability. We're not far away from getting it. It's the performance. So we will have a 41 and a 95 engine going into next season. Now, obviously, when it comes to the cars, we're going to carry on doing what we were doing before. We're going to have Engelhart as our main driver, with Vosu being second. We will have to give him a new contract, I think, maybe, to keep him happy, but never mind. In the standings, if we can do well enough here, we may be able to push into 5th place. Now, if we can get into 5th place, as it's current rules, say, it doesn't tell us about the prize money, but the prize money is £1 million. Now, I think when I looked, it said 7th place was going to be, depending on what we get, anything between 9.1 and 9.7 million. Was it 7th? I can't remember now. Was it 8th? Either way, we're going to get around about 9-10 million mark. Hopefully we won't dip down below Orlons. We'll just stay around here, maybe even here. We're not going to get up with Grand Slam Motorsport, that's a definite, but Marshall GT is a possibility. Let's get into this final race of the season. Let's see how we can get on. Fuck off, mate. You're still angry. Tondela. Now, from what I've heard, we chew through tyres on this track. I don't know. This is just what I've heard. One guy private messaged me the other day. I say the other day, it was earlier today. That's when I loaded up this video, the first video of the series. And he basically said that Tondela's a bit of a fun one. So we're going to see how it goes. Hopefully it won't be too bad, because the way we do well in this is based on our pit strategy. So we'll have a look. There was a bit of rain there to begin with there. I don't know if you saw that. It may have been me. Maybe it's foreshadowing. Maybe it's what's to come. There's going to be a little bit of rain later on. So let's have a look. It's saying it's going to be sunny, so that's fine. Stick with our main 2 car setup. Wow. So we're going to go straight into the low speed. Smash into the acceleration. We can't actually dip any further with the acceleration there by the looks of things. Maybe go into the low cornering a bit more. Basically, this is the area we're going to be playing with for acceleration. Hopefully this is going to be perfect from the off. Super softs. Ooh, I don't know. Do we take super softs? I don't know how long this race is. We're going to go with softs. Same for this dude here, Mr. Vosu. You're going to go on softs. Now, I know super softs are faster, but from what I've heard, we do churn up on this track. So I don't want to be burning through, if that makes sense. So let's send him out. Get him going out on the softs. Yeah, we'll take a practice, mate. So, send you out. Stints, we're going to go on the race trim, of course. Send you out on the race trim too. Yep. So, once they're out, we are going to set them to the aggressive both. We want them coming around this as much as possible. I don't know how big this track is, but we want to be able to get at least some qualifying knowledge in as well. We're going to keep an eye on the water on the track. I've got a feeling it's not going to be too bad. I think it's going to stay dry, but we'll keep an eye on it nonetheless. Halfway through to soft tyres and race trim level 1. Now, we're coming into, as I say, the final. This is the final race of this season. He's loving handling, so we're going to start next season. Now, I don't want to say we're going to finish 6th. I know we did this season. Gear race is just right. I think we should target 8th again, but we're going to see how much money we get offered if we go for 6th. We do want to improve our headquarters just a touch more. We have got race trim level 1. We're going to bring them in, have a look at the cars. I do want to get the headquarters improved a little bit more. It means we can unlock more improvements for our car and our drivers. Basically, it'll make the drivers a little bit better in the long run too. If we can get to the point where we can get the helipad in, it will unlock better sponsors. We've got a good, a great, and a good here. So they're bringing the high speed corners down, oversteer, acceleration, top speed. I wonder if we want to go into acceleration just a touch more. Corners into the low speed. See how this one looks. Maybe get that a little bit more this way. We'll stick this here. We'll see what happens with regards to that. Never know, we might get an excellent out of this. We do have this available to come back to, of course. We're going to stick on the soft tyres for now. So we've got a great, an okay, and a great. So there's a lot of sharp corners, is there? I think we're going to go a little bit more into the oversteer. We'll take that acceleration dip. We'll take the little change here. Hopefully that will be excellent. This will be great. But we'll see. Stay on the race trim. We're going to give you 8 laps worth of fuel. He is going to carry on going. I don't know why we gave him 8 laps of fuel. So we're going to get this strategy back up. We want to get around this track as quick as possible. Make the most of our 7 minutes remaining. We have got a faster skin. We aren't on a super soft as well. I know we're pushing, but because we're not on a super soft, that may be useful. Olin and Landvik aren't on a super soft either, and they won't be pushing at all. That's race trim level 2 and soft tyres level 2. Change the handling, not as working as well. Okay, we'll bring it Engelhardt in. We're going to leave Vosu out for the minute. We'll leave Vosu on the race trim and the soft tyres, get them up to level 3. Engelhardt's going to go out on new tyres, so we're going to push the other way with the handling. Okay, that is not an issue at all. So previously the handling was there. So where does that put it now? Same place. Touch more. It's the only downside, we can't push away. That might become an excellent. We've got a great here. Let's have a look, see how that works. We said we're going to change him to qualifying trim. We're going to give him the 3 laps worth. He's going to stay out there from here. We will look at maybe putting him on the inters. Now, I am worried about a little bit of rain coming in, and even if it's just a touch. So having the inters on will be beneficial. Vosu can stay, as I say, on the race trim for now, and the soft tyres. He's happy with his gear ratios. 3 minutes should be enough to get this up to full. Fingers crossed anyway. We should hopefully get level 1 qualifying trim. I would like Vosu to keep pushing on this. He may be able to, if we get him there. The knowledge should be coming in just on this lap. So Engelhardt's happy with the handling. Hopefully we can get Vosu in. We can. That's fine. He's going to come in. We're going to send him out again. He won't get the full lap, but maybe we can get the inter and qualifying trim up to full. Engelhardt's not going to be able to manage it on his own. We can push him to go harder though. That's the plan. Let's get you slowed down and send you out. Okay, great, excellent. That's lovely stuff. Get you out straight away. No fucking around. He's really happy with the gear ratios. Fortunate there. Hopefully Engelhardt can get around here quick enough to get another lap in. I don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately. It is not. So he finishes up there. Can Vosu? No, we're not going to get this right, unfortunately. And that is disappointing that we couldn't get the qualifying trim. Not so much the intermediate riders, but the qualifying trim would have been useful, especially coming into this last one. So let's have a look at these setups. So we were the fastest on the day. Yang Lei and Sally Higgins on the super softs, not far behind, but we did have softs. We also did push it, whereas I doubt very much they pushed it. But I think finishing and practicing is looking good for us. People seem to be happier. We may get some more fans out of it. Car setup. So we didn't get the good here. We have got great. Now, did we get... Can we get that to good, to great? Let's have a look, see if we can go that way. Unfortunately not. We'll try that. So we are going into qualifying. We are going to go on the super softs because it is qualifying. We're going to come back here to knowledge, auto pick that, auto pick there. That is interesting. We may take that on the in the race itself. We're not going to fuck around with anything there. He's going to go on the super soft, so off you both fuck. Yes, take qualifying. So we will keep an eye on the weather. We don't want to mess this up. Go. So they will be going on auto. There we go. Let's get them around here as quickly as possible. I just want to get this season over now. I want to build a new car. Get season 2 going. Maybe actually get off to a good start. Get a decent engine straight off. As I said in the previous episode, we don't have to worry about building brakes. We are going to go into spec. Good, perfect, good. Hopefully that's going to mean a good lap for us. If we can get them both through to Q2, that's going to set us in good stead going into the last race. We'll see how it goes. Obviously these guys are setting faster sectors because, well, no one else is out there yet, really. So 114, and we're getting pushed down straight away. I mean, 113 for Olin. Olin and Landvik, as per, are going to be up here. Engelhardt holding his... He was holding his 5th position. He's now down to 9th. He's going to get pushed down below the sponsor objective. But that is fine. We know that's going to happen. Hopefully, at least one of these guys, hopefully Engelhardt will stay in for the Q2. I can't see it happening though for some reason. Everyone's catching up. So what did we lose out on there? We didn't, but we're on great for handling. So can we maybe push? Will those little balance changes be great? They're slightly in different directions now. We're going to stay on the same tyres. We're going to send out. If we can get excellent across the board, I'll be a very, very happy man. That may be the excellent we need. So we're going to do that. Obviously, we can go to the previous setup again if it all goes to shit. So that's not too much of a problem. Engelhardt is holding into Q2. Vosu down in 18th at the minute. Fingers crossed we get another decent bit of optimization coming up here. I can't see it happening. I think the last one was where we lucked out basically for this entire session. Overheated and perfect, and perfect and good. Vosu bringing it in again. Hopefully that's just boding well for us. Now in the next episode we are going to obviously go through to creating the chassis. We're going to fit some new parts, maybe look at getting a couple of new staff members in, maybe a new driver. We're going to need a new reserve driver. That's an absolute definite, and we will do the first race. So next episode is going to be a big one. Now Vosu is getting knocked out. Engelhardt is possibly going to get knocked out here. So Vosu is going to be going on to the pole in 18th. Engelhardt, as it stands, is going through to Q2, but I don't think he's going to do much better than that, I'm afraid. So Vosu actually went down to 19th for Vosu. It's bottom. Fuck's sake. Weren't expecting anything else, to be honest. So Pernet, Mincer, Gatto still going. The Olin Landvik, first two for Croiser. These guys are the top 3 anyway, and Okamoto and White are up there as well. So weren't expecting anything else with regards to these guys. So let's get into Q2. Jakob Vosu, bottom again. Straight to qualifying, straight into Q2. In Tondela. Still sunny as fuck. Looks like it's going to be a little bit of water coming in. Do we go into inters? Do we go into inters? I feel like we go on to inters and just get that little push out of it, you know. So what did we get here? There's nothing changed. Will that... So where were we before? We were there. Let's try that little change. If we can get them all on excellent, I'll be a very, very happy boy. So we are going to go on inters. Everyone else seems to be going out on super softs. Now, I get the feeling we may do a bit better this time around, because I'm looking at this and thinking to myself, that's going to get wet. Of course, if they manage to get a full second lap in, then they'll knock us out of the park. But we do seem to do better in the wet. So here's hoping. Hopefully it's not going to get ridiculously wet. It looks like it may start chucking it down. Fingers crossed it will stay in the middle. Overheated and perfect for the optimization. Could be worse. Rain is starting to come down. It looks like it may hold around the midsection for the rain. I'm hoping it's going to dry out just as it gets to the 2-minute mark, so that people who are inters aren't going to get the benefit of the inters and we can switch in. Faster snap does go to Olin. Faster snap now goes to Engelhardt. Beautiful. So when we come in, we will switch to softs, because I think everyone else will be going on to inters. I think that's how it's going to work. We'll have a look. We are sitting... We're 5 seconds faster than Olin for our first lap. As I say, these guys probably will go in for inters now, and we're going to go in and change to probably super softs, just because. So we've got an excellent and a good, so we need to change our setup slightly. Get the handling back to the left a little bit. Can we do that? Didn't want to go that far. I'm wondering if I'll do it. If not, we'll just go back to the greats across the board. I know we've got the excellent up here, but I'd rather, you know. Let's go on to super softs. We're not going to be using super softs in the main race itself. We're going to be using softs. So, let's get Engelhardt out. I'm hoping it's going to be the same thing in Q3. Is everyone going to switch to... So we are 5 seconds ahead of Olin for that. I'm hoping no one else manages to get another lap out. That is my intention. We may be able to get another lap here. I think we're going to finish Q2 in first. Obviously, that doesn't equate into Q3, but oh well, never mind. That was good and perfect there as well, which is a shame. We do get a flying lap. It's not going to change things. We are actually probably ending up slower. We'll see how it runs. We'll see how it runs. But I'm happy with this. Engelhardt got the fastest sector there, which is unsurprising as he's now running around on softs and dries. And fastest sector there. And fastest sector there. Wonderful. Apparently he wasn't happy though. 114 was even faster, mate. Why are we being censored? And again, I suppose it's slow for dry tyres. That's fine though. That's fine though. We're going to go into Q3. We get a 20th and a first in Q3. That'll be an interesting one nonetheless. The fastest lap was Giuliani actually. Giuliani managed to get one ahead of us. That is good for Giuliani, I guess. It doesn't matter. We're through to Q3. We know we're not going to get first position on this. We know we're not going to finish first, but we want to maximise our chances of maybe getting that 5th position. 5th position obviously being Marshall GT. Marshall GT are going to have the advantage here in that both their drivers are going to be in the top 10 when it comes to pole, which is a little bit unfortunate for us, let's say the least. I know I keep saying everything's unfortunate for us. It is. We're not in a good position as a team, really, especially when we look at that and see that it's going to be dry as fuck. Now we've got we've got the great again, but it's that speed balance. It's that speed balance. So where were we for great? We need to be that little bit higher, but that's too high, isn't it? I think. Yeah. So these two haven't changed. It's gone the other way, hasn't it? So that may get us to excellent. That may get us to excellent. I'm going to carry on with that. We're going to switch to, well, Q2 tyres not for the race start according to GMA rules. So we're going to have to start on those super softs. That is unfortunate. But at least we're not going to be going out on inters, I guess. So there is that. That's actually done us a favour, to be honest, going out on that second run. Oh shit. There we go, auto one. That was my bad. Woo. So we're hopefully going to get 9th here. We're not going to, but hopefully we're going to get 9th. We know we're going to get 10. We've got perfect and good here. He is getting the optimisation on point. So he's going to start his flying lap. I don't know if we're going to get a second lap out of this, but Olin's went out first. He's got the fastest sector, or she's got the fastest sector, both 1 and 2. Not surprising. We'll get the third. They probably went out first. They are. Where is Landvik? Crikey. So we are faster than Cellier for this lap, so hopefully we're going to sit here. In fact, we're faster than Cellier, Perna and Gatto. So once he comes in, we are going to send him out again. Now, we are going to be locked into these super softs, unfortunately. That's just how it is. But I want to see if we can get a faster one on our softs. We do have the percentage increase bonus. We've got excellent, great, great. That's fine. I'm happy with excellent, great, great. That's the best we've had so far. See if we can get this. I think we're going to get locked into those, unfortunately. But we'll find out. So we're on point for our season sponsor objective. That is good. We're well ahead of our season objective. We were hoping to finish 8th. We're definitely going to be finishing above 8th, I think. I hope so anyway. It should be. Looking at what we've got points-wise, what we 6th at the minute, I think there's enough between us and 8th to finish about 7th. So we're starting this flying lap. He's still 6th. Now everyone is getting a flying lap out by the looks of things, so we do want this to be a good one. We are out on the softs, I know. Fingers crossed it'll be a fast one. I don't think it is. Everything's coming through white as opposed to green. Lars Olin has set a new sector. We are down 1.393 seconds. That lap felt pretty good. So that was his fastest lap, and he was on the softs. So if we can go out on these softs, I think we carry on with Q3 softs, the fastest lap. That'll be good. So by the looks of things, Pernet is still going round. Giuliani was slower than us, which is good to see. So we have got our 225,000 here. That is a massive boost for coming into the final race and the end of the season. We should stay in the green, and green in the black, which is what we want. Olin, unsurprisingly, he's got pole position. Landvik wasn't here to challenge him. I don't know what happened to Landvik. We'll have a look in a second when this whole shit skips out. There we go. We don't need to see the GT Challenger thing. The Landvik got 12th. Interesting. Obviously, first two down there, 115. Like, nearly 3 seconds off the pace there. Keg Man must be delighted by the qualifying results. I'm delighted with one qualifying result. Great qualifying session for Blue Ball Racing for one member of Blue Ball Racing. Anyway, let's get into this. The final race of this season. We are going to go with soft tyres and do we go fast pit stops or race trim? We're going to go with the race trim. I think that's going to serve us better. We are also going to go soft and race trim here. Car setup. We're not going to. Oh, we are locked into these super softs. That is unfortunate. I thought we'd be locked into the softs. How many laps can we get out of that? 4 to 6. Oh dear. So we're going to have to try and our best here. We're going to go for 7 laps of fuel. Let's confirm that. You're going to go on softs. So 12 to 14. Maybe able to do this in 2 stops with you. We're going to give you 15 laps worth of fuel. It is unfortunate we're going out on these super softs, so that is confirmed. Now, you are going to go into high engine, and you're going to go medium push. So you're going to go neutral, high engine, or should we go conserve? Doesn't matter. We're going to have to pit earlier than I wanted us to. So Lars Olin, Barnaby White, Partonen, NATO, and Okamoto. If that is Naito as opposed to NATO, please to tell me. NATO sounds more Japanese, I guess. So this is what we're going to do. Like I say, we're going to push this. We are going to have to pit in rather early, a lot earlier than we'd like. Engelhardt has pushed up into 5th, into 4th. Vosu up into 18th. We're going to slow this down. It's a little bit too fast for the last race of the season. Engelhardt up into 2nd. Beautiful. Vosu has unfortunately dropped down to 20th place again. Engelhardt looks like he's up for this race. He's pushing up here. He's briefly into 1st. Very, very briefly into 1st. But he's pulling away from 3rd, which is nice to see. In fact, Engelhardt is now into 1st. So we're going to give Engelhardt his little boost along the back here. Hopefully see if we can get ahead. Vosu up into 17th. Engelhardt is just doing us a solid here. How are his tyres looking? His tyres are looking good. His tyres are looking good. We're going to see if we can get him up to 5 laps before we bring him into pit. And then we'll get him straight onto these softs. Let's get Vosu down to neutral. He is 16th and he is pushing hard. He's going to get a little boost there. Back into Engelhardt, who is 1st. I still can't believe that he is 1st. Pushing out on that corner, creating a little bit of a gap. There is a 1.3 second difference between him and Olin at the minute. I don't think he's going to hold this position, but fingers crossed we can get a podium. It'll be our first podium of this playthrough, and for our first season to get a podium, that'll be something special. I'm going to give him a little boost along the back stretch here. Once Olin Vosu gets there, he's going to do the same. We're on lap 4. Barnaby White has crashed. Barnaby White is one of the higher drivers in the series. He's one of the better drivers in the series. So for him to crash is good news for us. We're going to overtake high, neutral high even, and then Engelhardt is going to pit. Once he gets past the check of the finishing line, we're going to tell him to come into pit. Now we are going to get him on the softs. 29 laps remaining. I don't know if he's going to be able to do this. He'll probably end up getting the softs. What's the weather looking like? So we'll probably have to do one session on the softs. Hopefully bring him in. Give him 16 laps worth of fuel. Parts are looking good as expected. Not going to add a charge. We're going to stay balanced. He will be coming in 18th, unfortunately. Coming out in 18th, unfortunately. That's just how it is. He is the only one pitting so far. So actually we haven't got enough fuel, unfortunately. We're going to have to pit. Vosu up into 13th. He is going to give it a little push there. Not going to happen. Engelhardt is going to push along the next little stretch around here. Just use this 16%. He has dropped down into 2nd. We were expecting Olin to surpass at some point. We'll hopefully get a nice quick pit out of this. He's going to go into high there. He has dropped down into 12th, into 16th, into 17th. He is coming out. Should hopefully come out just ahead of 18th. No, he is down in 19th. That is a little bit unfortunate, but that is the risk you take with those super softs. Now, Vosu has just dropped down into 13th. Should you be conserving fuel? Not at the minute, mate. Not at the minute. Don't worry about that. We will get you to go to medium, though. We want you to come around for as long as possible. Engelhardt is pushing back up into 17th. Vosu is now up in 9th thanks to these pits. And Engelhardt should gain a few positions as well. He gained 1. Now, a lot of these drivers are going to start pitting soon. Landvik, Lay, Taylor. These guys will all pit. White we don't have to worry about. Engelhardt is fighting for 16th. Vosu is still up in 9th. He has the opportunity to pull ahead here, I should imagine. We're going to wait for him to come around. Okamoto is pitting. He is the only person from that pack to pick by looks of things. Into 7th there for Vosu. Perhaps Engelhardt can push ahead as well. Engelhardt up to 16th. Let's have another look at Engelhardt. He is our big hope here, although Vosu is holding on to this 7th position. Engelhardt is catching up with 15th. How's Vosu? Vosu is up in 6th now. That is good. So we've got to pull back here a little bit here. We're going to have to go conserve with Mr. Engelhardt. Probably need to pull back a little bit with Young. I'm saying that, Vosu, yeah, we're going to get you to conserve your tyres a little bit. Keep pushing high. That'll be fine. So Engelhardt is up into 14th again now. Pushing for 13th. Vosu in 5th, which is a fantastic position. 6th is right up his arse, however. And 6th will be overtaking him in the next couple of corners by the looks of things. Probably come on the inside. Engelhardt in 15th. He has lost a position or two. There should be some more drivers coming into pit soon, hopefully. Let's see how it looks. Vosu may be able to get one more. I think we're going to get one more lap out of him. We're going to tell him to overtake. We're going to tell him to push and overtake. Vosu has dropped down into 5th, unfortunately, but we're expecting that. His tyre degradation is going down. As soon as he's got past here, he is going to pit in for some more softs. There are 22 laps remaining, so he should be able to run through just on the next 2 pits. Parts looking good. He's going to take 14 laps worth of fuel. This is going to take 17 seconds. He'll probably come out. Yeah, he's going to come out in 18th, unfortunately. Unless, of course, other drivers are going to pit, which I think some will. Engelhardt in 15th. In 14th now. Someone else having pitted. Number 18, Norris. Norris having pitted. He has dropped a position, unfortunately. He is going to gain this position back. Nope. Okay, mate, that's fine. You push and overtake. Vosu is in 7th, but obviously he is going to drop a couple of positions in a second when he goes into pit. We're going to ask Mr. Engelhardt to go overtake and neutral. He does need to gain some positioning here. He is up into 12th, having overtaken a few people who have a pit. Vosu is coming out. He's going to stick on neutral and overtake. Hopefully that will be enough to see him through. Coming out in 16th, much better than we thought he was going to. Engelhardt in 11th. On the tail of 10th. He is going to take him probably in the next couple of corners. Third. Olin has pitted, as has Mincer. Now we've managed to pull ahead of those and we're up to 9th with Engelhardt. Vosu is on the tail of 15th. He is going to use his boost along this stretch here to hopefully get him on the inside. No, not quite. Let's have a look at Engelhardt again. Engelhardt is on the trail of 8th place. It doesn't matter really, as long as these guys finish mid-table, we'll be good. Vosu has overtaken Wilson, coming into 15th. I think he may have dropped a position at some point, but he is back up. Someone is in the pits. Engelhardt is up to 8th, with, I'm guessing, Higgins having just come out of the pits. No one's going to be pitting anytime soon. We are going to ask Mr. Engelhardt to conserve his fuel and his tyres just a little bit. And we're going to ask Mr. Vosu to go to conserve as well. How are we looking, mate? How are you looking? It's a nice little position for you, isn't it? 18 laps remaining. We want to be able to try and get these tyres to go through so we can get... What was it for the Super Softs again? I'm just going to have a quick look. 12 to 14. So, 12 to 14. If we can get 5 more laps out of Mr. Engelhardt here, we're good. He is fighting. He is fighting. He's going to lose his positioning because of the fact we are going into conserve and medium. Everyone else is going to be pushing. But we do want to make sure we've only got the one pit. Having those super softs at the start did kind of ruin things for us. There is someone in the pit though, so we are going to be able to get back up into our ninth position on our sponsorship objective. Vosu won't be able to do the same, unfortunately, but we will give him that boost along the back stretch. So, who else is going to be coming into pit soon? Parsonen, possibly. Olin. These are guys quite a way ahead of us. For Vosu, we've got Allo and Pernet, probably going to pit shortly. Fingers crossed anyway. So let's have a look, see if anyone is going to go into the pits. Number 12, number 13 have both gone into the pits, which means that Mr. Vosu will go up to 13. I don't know why I called Kjorlen and Mr. Vosu, but there we go. It's Jacob Vosu, isn't it? And I can't remember Engelhardt's first name, to be honest. Oh well, doesn't matter. I know your tyres aren't helping you that time, but I need you to push, mate. Just go for one more, okay? So if you go neutral, overtake, and then we'll pull you in. Yeah, don't worry about it, mate. Don't worry about it. You just keep going. Alright? In fact, you can actually push a little bit harder. So, we are off target again, unfortunately. We've got enough fuel to get us around for one more lap. Will the tyres last? No, we'll pull him in. We'll pull him in. Get you out on these tyres. We'll give him 16 laps of fuel. Yeah. Parts are looking pretty good. Pit strategy, we're going to go with balance. They'll be coming out at 16th regardless. Vosu in 13th, Engelhardt in 10th. Vosu may be able to make a little bit of a move here. get ahead of 11th, 10th and 9th. Let's have a look. Up to 10th, on the tail of 9th. He is battling with 9th. Engelhardt out in 15th, which is good. They said we were going to come out in 16th. And we're going to go neutral. We're going to have to conserve the tyres a little bit, unfortunately. We are going to try and see him through to the end. Should we bring in Vosu? I think we're going to get Vosu to attack and overtake, and then we'll bring him in for his final pit. I want to try and get him out for as long as possible, I guess. Get rid of some of this fuel, dump a little bit. He is in 8th. We only need one of our drivers to finish 9th. Doesn't matter which it is. Engelhardt, where are you, mate? We need you to conserve your tyres. You are churning through those things. I don't think this is going to be a good race for Engelhardt. This is the danger with qualifying. We should probably just have the one qualifying. If we can pick having the one qualifying session, I think we should go for it, because having the tyres is not helping us. So let's have a look. If we get, we'll bring him in. We'll bring him in now. Get him out on these tyres. Should mean he's going to finish with decent tyre deg available to him. 14 laps worth of fuel. Parts are looking good. Strategy. We'll go for a fast one. We're going to go for a risky one. It's 30% risk, but he'll come out in 16th. That's if obviously no one else pits. Let's get back to Engelhardt. We know that people are going to pit. He's not going to pit. Fingers crossed. So Okamoto is going to pit soon. Higgins, Verkreuser, Landvik. All of these guys are going to pit. Gatto, Wilson, Cellier. Vosu is in the pits. He is going to come out probably 16th by the looks of things. Can he get ahead? No, he's coming out in 18th. That is unfortunate. There was a mistake with the refueling. Engelhardt's in 14th. Yes, I know, mate. Don't worry about it, okay? Just keep going. But go neutral on your tyres. You need those to last. Engelhardt is now pushing into 13th. There are guys going to be pitting. 6th has pitted. Unfortunately, some of the guys at the top, they've probably done their last pit, and we're not in a position to catch up with them. Mincer we can probably catch up with just about. Giuliani will hopefully pit soon. But Kreuzer has gone on to softs to finish. Partinen's possibly being able to be able to caught up. Let's give Vosu a push along that stretch there. He has got 14 getting away from him. What's the weather looking like? It's still hot. That is unfortunate. We could do with some wet weather. We do a lot better in the wet, as we have found out. So let's give... No, we're not going to give Engelhardt his push yet. We're going to wait a little bit longer. Minson needs to push into the pit soon. So does Giuliani. And Lee will need to probably go in there before we do. So tyre temperatures are low, you see him graining. Okay, well, just go neutral. Just don't go too mad, mate, alright? As long as you don't fuck it up. You are going to go conserve. You are killing your tyres. You've got more than enough fuel to last, so you can stay there. So if you... actually, no, you're going to have to go high, I think. I think you're going to kill your fuel. I think I didn't quite give you enough to do what I wanted to do. Engelhardt up in 10th. He is way behind the pack, unfortunately, though. So when Giuliani goes in, he's probably still going to come out ahead of us. None of them have gone in yet, though. That is interesting, to say the least. Give that little guy a little push. Give you a push along there. Anyone else going in anytime soon? Alo's probably going to have to go in soon. Norris is probably going to have to go in soon. Pernette is going to have to go in soon, which means Vosu could potentially gain 3 positions, get up to 12th. Landvik is just setting fastest lap after fastest lap on this track. It is a little bit crazy, to be honest. Engelhardt still has excessive fuel. That's fine. We want to keep on with this. We have pushed past into 9th. That was Giuliani. We've just gone past. Pernette is going to have to get some new tyres, probably on the next lap. I'm going to get you to go conserve, mate. Vosu is in 14th still. Going to get him to push along there. Engelhardt, I don't think it's going to gain any more positions. It's probably going to lose positions, to be honest, because we're going to have to go so careful these last 4 laps. We do have excessive fuel still. I'm going to wait till we've got 3 laps to go, and then he's going to push. Vosu has dropped down a couple of positions, so we are going to get him to push. He does have better tyre degradation than Mr. Engelhardt, so hopefully we can get him to run that a little bit harder. We are catching up to 8th, however. Lay, I don't know if Lay will need to pit before the end. There's only 3 laps left, so I can't see it needing to happen. Vosu is in 15th. He is fighting with 14th by the looks of things. Let's have a quick look there. A bit more interesting than what's going on with Mr. Engelhardt. There is a bit of a tussle in the middle here. Fingers crossed he can get ahead. Do we get him? No, we're not going to get him to push too much. Once Engelhardt gets across this line, we are going to get him to attack. Hopefully they've got enough fuel for the last 2 laps to do so. But we are still on point for our season objective. So going to overtake, go into neutral, get 10 off your tail. We want that 225,000. We need that 225,000. Vosu is getting blue flagged here, unfortunately. But we can't do anything else with Mr. Vosu, unfortunately. Yeah, I know you are, but you're going to have to deal with it. I'm not going to pit you just yet. Conserve your tyres. Come down onto medium because you seem to have used up all of your fuel. When you still have just shy of 2 laps remaining. That being said, on the final lap now, so I think that is it. Do have an excess fuel. We're going to run you down to high, going to run you down to neutral there. Vosu is not going to be able to push any further past these guys, unfortunately. But 15th is not bad. 9th, hopefully we can hold on to 9th. Shove it along the back there, mate. So what have we got? We've got low fuel. That is very unfortunate. We're going to have to push and hope. We're going to have to go into low. We're going to lose 9th position. Vosu in 15th. We don't have enough fuel to finish this, I don't think. We've got an excess of fuel. That was very fortunate. Let's get these. Let's hold on to 9th. That's worth 225,000, mate. There we go. Low fuel, right on the line. That's fine. 9th and 15th. We're happy with that. That is a good result for us to end the season on. In fact, it's a very good result for us to end the season on. It's a lot better than I would have thought we did. We did lose a lot of positions. Vosu actually gained a lot of positions. Engelhardt doesn't seem to do too well in the race itself. But I mean, that could just be his car. He is competing with guys with a lot better cars. Super Softs didn't help. Super Softs didn't help at all. It is unfortunate we had to start at Super Softs. If it weren't for that, we could have probably stretched these out a little bit further and made a bit more of a deal, an effort, and maybe finish 6th or 7th. If it was raining, we'd have done better. Obviously, we always do better in that rain. Anything to scrutineer about? Nothing. No rules broken. So let's have a look at the final standings for the Drivers' Championships. Olin did win by 12 points with Landvik second. I mean, there wasn't going to be any argument there. They're miles ahead of Vicroisa in 3rd. Falco, despite the fact he missed the first 3 races, I think it was, still finished 12th, which isn't bad. Vosu as well, I think he missed 3 or 4 races. He finished 17th. Obviously, the guys that we did have before, Lahane and Casino, finished 2nd, but they're not racing anymore, so it's no surprise. We finished 6th, just behind, unfortunately, Marshall GT, but we have exceeded our promised finish of 8th by 2 positions. And by 13 points, so that is good. Chairman will be ridiculously happy with that, I hope. So let's have a look, see what happens. If it comes up with the Creator chassis, then we're going to quickly end this episode and start recording the next one, I'm afraid. But I don't think that's too bad a finish. We promised 8th, we delivered 6th, and as far as I'm concerned, that is a successful season. If you guys did agree with the fact that, before we do anything else, let's have a look at this. We've got morale changes, we've got driver stat changes, we've got driver stat decreases, we've got relationship increases, we've got marketability increases, we've got chairman happiness increases. Everything's increasing apart from Lepic. Now her contract runs out in like a week, so fuck her. For the last race, like I say, we did go £900,000. We lost 767 grand out of that. If we'd have gone for the 300,000, we'd have only lost 167,000. But that's not bad, nonetheless. So let's have a look at this. There you go. I got an achievement called Seasoned, which I'm assuming just basically means we've finished a season. World Champion was this fella, Lars Olin, and Nordhagen, I believe, have got promoted. Now, they received 11 million for winning. They wanted to get very high, if I remember rightly, for the merits, which meant they would have received even more money than that. They didn't, though. We managed to get that voted. It meant we received less. It would have been like the Premier League, where the top teams get too much money and the bottom teams get fuck all. So let's have a look in the mail. Olin Wintop, car condition update, that's fine. We will do the interview, and once we've done the interview, we will end this episode, and then you can rejoin me at the start of Season 2. Attempted a quick pit stop for Vosu. He's right, I should have been more careful. That's fine, it's fine, no changes there, that's good. And Landvik blitzes the opposition. So, that is the end of this episode, that is the end of this season. When you see us next, we will be going into Season 2, we'll have a brand new car, maybe some new stuff. We'll have a look, we'll see how it plays out. If you did enjoy this episode and you are enjoying the season, this playthrough, please like and subscribe, leave me a comment, and I will see you when I see you. Bye bye.